Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I just did a video on this same item, and somebody suggested that I use the rectangle tool instead of drawing the individual lines. Well, I think I'm going to lose a little bit of detail, but we'll try it. So to do this, I'm going to have to crop it closer so we're inside this board, and we can do that. We don't want any of those bricks, and go to crop. So we've got that. I'm not going to reduce it in size like I did before. I'm going to trace it as it is, clip art, and it's done. Then I'm going to nudge that out of the way. So we're pretty good now. It brought in some of this wood. So we'll go to Object, Group, and Ungroup. And then let's get rid of some of these splotches that we do not need, that aren't really in the picture. Matter of fact, we can probably get rid of that. We can go ahead and get rid of her. This doesn't matter because we're not going to use them. But now we're going to try the rectangle tool. So we're going to select the whole thing, hold down the Shift key, and double click on your rectangle tool. Now, as you can see, it would work on the bottom, but the side's going to lose a little bit because it's going to run, and maybe not. So let's try that. Let's set our nudge factor on 3 inches. And let's try the Smart Fill tool. It's working. It is a little faster. Let me zoom in here a little bit. And I think we have it. So it worked. So I think that viewer, I wasn't even looking at it in that aspect. Now we can left click, right click, and you've kind of already got a frame, just depending on what you're going to do. But I wonder if our frame will move away or if it's taking part of it. So that might cause a problem making this. Well, I've lost the original picture. Let's bring in the original picture. I'm going to right click my mouse and paste it in the original picture. There's quite a bit of line on her side of her head for the wood, and that's probably for a frame. So let's try to do this. Let's grab the whole thing, go up to Object and convert it. Well, it's already a curve, so we're going to use the Shape tool now. And let's change our nudge distance to like 1/4 of an inch, 0.25. Let's zoom in here. And we should just be getting this node. 0.25 is too big, but you can see what I'm doing. And then you could actually do this one 0.25 and find out what that other one is. You could just use that one and then actually bring that up into the zone, and that would actually work. Now 0.25 was too big for that little bit of deal. Let's back it off with 0.125. Get our Shape tool. Now this time we ought to be able to get both these at once and nudge them over. Get both these at once and nudge them over. Now we wouldn't want this part of the lady on that part of the wood. So my suggestion here, let's put a little curve to it. Get the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines. Delete that line, delete that line, and that line. And now you've got a little curve to her facial structure. Now this did not trace as well as it did before, but going back to the first video, we could take the smoothing tool, make sure you click on it, and then smooth out her chin. So it traced kind of good, but it left some jagged edges. And then just kind of look over your whole drawing. There's a spot you probably don't need. You can go to Object and break curve apart and get that little spot and just delete it. Now, same thing here. if you're putting this in a frame or just make it look standard, we can use the shape tool on this part of the rectangle. Just grab that, hold down the shift key, grab that one. Well, that ain't gonna work. Maybe it's not that one. There we go. Nudge it down. Nudge it down. Nudge it down. And there again, you wouldn't want this in your frame, so we're gonna do the same thing. And we're gonna, actually this time we're gonna use the 3-point curve, and we'll take it from about there and just make a little bit of a curve to that. Take a virtual segment delete key. And then I would always smart fill this back in. But you could do that on all 4 sides and have a pretty good frame. Anyway, I thank that viewer for suggesting that and hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.